Welcome back to the Neon Press. I am your host, Johan. Today we're going to talk about Immutable launching a $500 million ecosystem fund to boost gamefi adoption. Now, amidst all the craziness that's happening in the world, many companies are now beginning to contract and fire, unfortunately, some of their workforce. And with all the FUD around crypto, you really don't see a positive aspect of it. Right now, while other companies are still contracting, like I said, Immutable is funding a $500 million ecosystem for Web3. They're not the only ones that are doing this as well, but the fastest Australian company to reach unicorn status has launched a $500 million fund to boost the adoption and growth of its gaming and NFT-focused ecosystem. The key takeaways from this article, though, if you just want to get to the gist of it, Immutable launched a $500 million ecosystem development fund to support projects building on its Ethereum Layer 2 scaling platform called ImmutableX. Next, the fund will utilize a mix of cash and its native token, IMX, to fund Web3 developers and incentivize their long-term alignment with the ecosystem. And lastly, despite the depressed market, Immutable's fund is only the latest in a series of multi-million-dollar funds launched in recent months. And if you don't believe me on that last statement, then check out all of my previous videos. So getting down to the nitty-gritty of this article, it says that the NFT and gaming-focused crypto unicorn Immutable has launched a $500 million fund dedicated to supporting Web3 games and NFT-focused companies building on its Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution called ImmutableX. The article talks about the 7-month bear market hasn't stopped venture capitals from pouring into the industry. And this is what I've been trying to tell everyone from the beginning of this year. Play to earn has so much money being poured into it that it's extremely hard to ignore. And now with new legislature requiring a one-to-one backing with stablecoins to real fiat currency, since most companies lobby to government parties, I'm assuming this new legislature that requires a one-to-one backing in stablecoins will use the previous 2 years' money printing to fund it, at least partially. The article says, though, that the Immutable developer and venture fund represents a mix of assets, including cash and ImmutableX's IMX token, pulled from Immutable and a host of notable crypto venture firms, including Bitcraft, Animoca, Airtree, GameStop, and Arrington Capital. Per the announcement, the fund will use the assets to service different ecosystems needs, cash to meet developers, funding requirements, and vested IMX to incentivize their long-term alignment. Commenting on the fund's launch, Immutable co-founder and president Robbie Ferguson said that we're prepared to advance the immense untapped potential in today's Web3 economy by providing the necessary funding and infrastructure these ambitious NFT projects need to be successful. While we see strategic investments happening in this space every day, Immutable Ventures will target NFT projects that are committed to our growing digital ecosystem with the understanding that we have just begun to scratch the surface of the massive potential for this category. ImmutableX is the first NFT-focused Layer 2 scaling solution on Ethereum. It uses Starkware's zero-knowledge-based rollup solution to batch thousands of transactions on its network and commits them to Ethereum mainnet, in turn increasing throughput and reducing transaction costs. The protocol claims to support over 9,000 transactions per second while boasting zero gas fees and near-instant transaction finality. It hosts some of the world's biggest crypto games and NFT projects, including Illuvium, Embersword, Gods Unchained, Guild of Guardians, and OpenSea. Besides providing capital, Immutable says the fund will connect projects and developers with blockchain gaming experts, including advisors in tokenomics, game design, community building, and marketing. We're taking the lessons learned from building two of the blockchain's biggest games, Gods Unchained and Guilds of Guardians, and hiring the smartest people from Web 2 studios like Riot Games to make entering the NFT gaming world simple and rewarding for gaming studios. Immutable's $500 million fund is only the latest in a series of 9-figure Web3 capital pools that have launched over the last couple of months. suggesting that venture firms will still see value in the space despite a severe market downtrend, touching Ethereum and other crypto assets. Silicon Valley giant Andreessen Horowitz launched a record-breaking $4.5 billion fund in May, while Dapper Labs and Binance both recently launched their own $750 million and $500 million, respectively, Web3-focused funds. Immutable has also separately raised funds as it plans to scale its teams and build this year. It received a $200 million capital injection in a Series C funding round in March, bringing its valuation to $2.5 billion. So $2.5 billion, despite the rising interest rates and rising prices. So while companies in the real world are busy downsizing right now, the Web3 metaverse area is expanding by billions. Hopefully, you and your loved ones are safe out there. And if you need me, you can find me on the blockchain.